Dominion University was famous. Its alumni became governors, professors, and CEOs. But beneath the surface, students whispered about dark secrets. They said the school was built not just for learning, but as part of an ancient pact. At the center of the campus stood a tall bell tower. Nobody really knew why it was built, because it had no clock and the bell hadn't rung in decades. It was locked, chained, and covered in rust. Yet, students who stayed late claimed they sometimes held it toll, especially during exam periods. The bell only rang at midnight, and whenever it did, someone on campus would be found dead the next morning. A few years ago, a group of first-year students laughed off the legends. One of them, Michael, was curious and decided to sneak into the tower with his friends. They broke the rusty lock one rainy night and climbed the spiraling staircase. Inside, the air was cold and smelled like rot. Cobwebs lined the walls. On their way up, they noticed names scratched into the stone steps. At first, they thought it was graffiti, until one of them realized the names were all former students. Some of them matched the names of those who had mysteriously died on campus over the years. When they reached the top, they found the great bronze bell covered in strange markings. It wasn't attached to any rope. Instead, a huge crack ran down its side. Michael, being daring, placed his hand on it. The moment he touched it, the bell rang on its own. The sound shook the entire campus. Students in their hostels woke up in terror. Lecturers rushed out of their quarters, but no one could find where the sound came from. Michael and his friends tried to run, but the staircase seemed endless, stretching longer and longer. Whispers filled the tower. One must pay. One must pay. By the time they got out, only 3 of the 5 who entered emerged. The other 2 were never seen again. Their names later appeared carved into the steps of the tower, in fresh, bleeding letters. The next day, Michael reported what happened, but the university's administration denied everything. Instead, they expelled him for indiscipline and trespassing. Later, an old cleaner pulled Michael aside and whispered, "The bell is not broken. It rings when the school's covenant needs blood." That is the price for Dominion University's success. Michael tried to warn others, but nobody believed him. He left the school, changed universities, and never returned. Till today, every few years, the bell rings again. Always at midnight, and always, at least one student vanishes without explanation. The administration calls it mental health issues or students running away, but survivors whisper the truth. The bell tower chooses who must pay for the school's glory. And if you ever walk through Dominion University at night, you might hear it in the distance, a slow, hollow toll that freezes your blood. The last bell, waiting for its next victim.